It was found in an old house, a wooden piece about 12 inches long with a flexible, springy metal end that seems like it was designed to grip or press against something. At first glance, it gave off the vibe of one of those old bar tools used to grab bottles from high shelves, but the metal part is too wide and imprecise for that kind of delicate task. Any ideas what this could have been used for? This is a spice bottle holder, commonly used in South Africa during a braai barbecue. It's designed so you can season meat over a hot grill without burning your hand. The long handle keeps your hand safely away from the heat while securely holding the spice bottle for easy shaking. It was found in an antique shop, an old leather boot with a wooden sole and 4-inch twisted metal spikes jutting out from the bottom. The leather is stiff with age, the sole reinforced with metal and lined with nails or rivets. It looks like it's seen some hard use, but the purpose behind those long, almost menacing spikes isn't immediately clear. Some guess it might have been used for mountaineering, but those twisted spikes seem too aggressive for climbing rock or ice. Any idea what these boots were made for? This is a pair of shoes used for commercially removing the spiky husk of the edible chestnut after they were dried. Nut meats that were damaged during this process were fed to the animals. This pair of shoes is from France and dated about 1650. Re-watching Band of Brothers for the 100th time, and I keep seeing soldiers with this strapped to their helmet. What is it? This is a field dressing for injuries. Designed for speed and accessibility, these were often carried on the outside of a soldier's gear so a medic, or even the soldier themselves, could grab one instantly without opening a pack. Inside the rugged, rubberized cloth cover is a tightly folded dressing that rapidly expands when unfolded. The goal was simple: save as many seconds as possible in a life-or-death situation. When someone's gut shot or bleeding out, even a few seconds can make the difference. It was a solid, heavy metal piece found at a farming museum, covered in rust but still intact. Rubber straps run vertically from top to bottom, with 2 more crossing horizontally. There's a short length of chain still attached. Any ideas what this could have been used for? This is a bull or horse blinder. Used in farming and transport, blinders are attached to a bridle to limit the animal's field of vision. By blocking side and rear views, they help the animal stay focused on the path ahead, reducing distractions and preventing spooking. This style was commonly used with draft animals pulling carts or plows. It was found in an old garage, each piece made of solid wood, maybe oak, about 18 inches by 9 inches and weighing around 2 pounds. There's a tightly woven burlap-like material attached, still pliable, and leather straps fixed with what look like industrial rivets. A patent number stamped into the wood reads 52732. Ever seen anything like this before? These are snowshoes, but a special type made for dog sledding. They're designed to disperse the wearer's weight across a larger surface area so they don't sink into deep snow. This specific style is often used by mushers, people who drive dog sleds, because the shape and lightweight build make it easier to walk alongside the sled or help it over tricky terrain. They're a practical tool for traveling efficiently in snowy backcountry conditions. It was found in a 16th century English farmhouse, so there's a good chance it has something to do with animals or farm life. It's a simple leather strap with 2 cup-shaped objects, likely made of lead, attached. Each has small holes in them, possibly for fastening or airflow. What could lead cups on a strap have been used for? These are called horn trainers or horn cups. They're used to protect or shape the horns of young cattle, typically to prevent injury to other animals or handlers. Some versions are meant to train the direction in which the horns grow, while others are simply protective caps that reduce the risk of accidental gouging in close quarters. Common on farms and ranches, especially where livestock are raised in tight enclosures. It was found in a thrift store, and it definitely gives off axe-like vibes. The handle has an old scratched-up label that reads Muncie, Indiana, 1911, which might be a manufacturer or date, though that's just a guess. The seller had no clue what it was. Any idea what this thing could have been used for? This is for meat tenderizing and chopping. It's the kind of heavy-duty tool you'd use on tough cuts of meat, like preparing cubed steak or breaking down connective tissue. The textured surface helps to tenderize by pounding, and the weight behind it makes it effective for chopping too. A classic tool found in butcher shops and old-school kitchens. It was found while cleaning out an apartment, just sitting in the back of a kitchen drawer. At first glance, it looks like a spatula, but there's a thick divider running down the middle of the blade. It's about a foot long, made from plastic or nylon, and feels heat-resistant. No markings, no brand name, nothing to go on. Any idea what this might be? This is a ground meat separator and scoop. It's used while browning meat in a skillet. Those wide, flat edges are perfect for breaking up clumps of ground beef or turkey as it cooks. Once the meat's fully browned, you can scoop it out easily with the same tool. Handy, simple, and often more effective than a wooden spoon. It was found during a home office cleanout. It's made of what looks like brass, with a hinged base that folds back flat. There's a second piece that lifts up and stays in an angled position, almost like a small stand or bracket. It feels solid and well made, but there are no markings to go on. Could be a napkin holder, a business card stand, or maybe something else entirely. Any idea what this might have been used for? This is a furniture hasp lock, sometimes referred to as a Chinese padlock. It was commonly used on antique cabinets, chests, or writing desks. The hasp would fit into a matching slot or plate, and the lock mechanism would secure it in place. These locks often featured a distinctive W-shaped key that would slide into the end and trigger the internal mechanism to release. Simple, secure, and designed more for keeping things closed than deterring serious theft, though the craftsmanship on some of these old locks is impressive in its own right. It was found under the ash trap, completely rusted shut. It looks like a metal canister with a sturdy handle on top, and there's a tag that reads Star Machine and Manufacturing, Compton, California, along with a serial number. It won't budge at all, no twist, no pull, like it's either locked or sealed from years of grime and corrosion. Going to try some penetrating oil and see if it loosens up. Any idea what this could be? This is an in-floor combination safe made by Star. The two small holes in the center are where the dial would normally be mounted, used to enter the combination and unlock the safe. Designed to be embedded in concrete or flooring, these types of safes offered discreet and secure storage, often for valuables or sensitive documents. Star was known for producing sturdy models with advanced locking mechanisms for their time. If it's still locked and you're tempted to open it yourself, it's best not to try prying or drilling into it. Many of these safes included relocking systems that activate if tampering is detected, essentially turning the safe into an even tougher puzzle. If you're serious about getting into it, a professional locksmith with experience in antique or high-security safes is your best bet. It was found in a thrift store, wooden body and frame with what looks like animal hide stretched tightly over the front. There are 12 strings total, 6 long ones that run to tuning pegs at the head, and 6 shorter ones with side pegs. The white inlaid designs across the body might be bone, but it's hard to tell for sure. Any idea what instrument this might be? This is a rubab, also spelled rabab, the national instrument of Afghanistan. It's a traditional lute-like instrument carved from a single piece of wood, typically mulberry. The rubab usually has 5 or 6 melody strings made from gut or nylon, along with a set of sympathetic strings, often 5 or 6, that vibrate harmonically while the instrument is played. It may also include 1 or 2 drone strings. The body is covered with stretched animal skin, giving it a warm, resonant tone. The rubab has deep cultural significance in Afghan classical and folk music, often used in Pashto and Persian musical traditions. It's played with a plectrum and known for its rich, earthy sound. This was found in an old house. It looks like some kind of stringed instrument, though not one you'd commonly see. All of the pieces are wooden, and the drum-like body is covered with what seems to be stretched animal hide. No visible labels or markings to give away where it's from or how old it might be. The shape and materials feel traditional, maybe even handmade. Any idea what it could be? This is a krar, a traditional East African lyre, most commonly associated with Ethiopia and Eritrea. The krar typically has 5 or 6 strings, which can be strummed or plucked with the fingers or with a plectrum. It's a bowl-shaped instrument made from wood and animal hide, and the strings are usually made from gut or modern materials like nylon or metal. The krar is tuned to a pentatonic scale and produces a buzzing, melodic tone that complements vocal styles in traditional music. Unlike the more mellow-sounding begana, the krar is used for livelier secular songs, often love songs, celebrations, or political ballads. It has deep cultural roots and remains a vital part of traditional and contemporary music in the Horn of Africa. It was found in a thrift store, this small cast iron piece, just under 3 inches tall and about 3 inches across. It feels heavy for its size and has double walls. The lid has raised text that says, "The Home," but there's no other clear marking to say what it was used for. Any idea what this little cast iron thing might have been? This is a Victorian cast iron glue pot. It's a double boiler style tool used for heating and applying hot hide glue, which was a common adhesive before the advent of modern glues. The larger outer pot is filled with water, and the smaller inner pot holds the hide glue. When placed over a heat source, the water gently heats the glue to the proper consistency, usually similar to honey, without burning it. This method ensures even, controlled heating, which is important because hide glue loses its strength if overheated. Craftsmen in the 19th century and earlier used this type of glue for woodworking, cabinet making, and instrument building. Even today, many luthiers still use hot hide glue because it forms strong joints that can be reversed with heat and moisture, which is helpful for repairs. It was a mysterious old tool with a wooden handle, about 7.5 inches long. The metal end had a flat plate held in place by a spring, which allowed it to move up and down just a bit. The space between the plate and the opposite side was wide enough to hold a quarter, maybe a bit more. It looked handmade, with just enough wear to suggest it had been used for something very specific, possibly to grip or hold something steady. But no markings, no labels, and no clear clues about what it was made to hold. Any idea what this tool might have been used for? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop your answer in the comments below the video.